I actually wanted to ask you about Josh, and I guess about the Bicycle Thief record. If I'm not mistaken, he was 18 at the time or something like that, and he played
Yeah.
so many instruments on the album. And what was it like to, I guess, first of all, find him, and what was the collaboration process, given that he was so young and I guess something of a prodigy?
Well, since the vinyl came out, he said something really interesting. He's the same age now that I was when we met, or
Oh wow!
relatively. Like, I was 36, he was 17. And I formed a band with him. And now he just, I think, turned 40 and said, I would never form a band with a 17-year-old. Why
Right,
would you do that? And to me, age is irrelevant. To me, it's like your excitement for music. And what happened was, I had been sober about 6 months or whatever, and I played some shows with Dick Stenny, the guitar player that's on this new Thelonious Monster record. And we were trying to find more people to like form a band with. And most of the people we knew were our age, and they're always cynical and like, oh, what are you going to do? How are you going to play? Are you going to play Thelonious Monster songs? And we were just wanting to play music. And like, I was newly sober and Dix was excited I was alive, and we played a couple shows. And then Josh played with us, right? That was the first time Josh played, was me, Dix, and Josh played Thelonious Monster songs at this benefit concert. And Josh just was excited, and all the people 30 years old or 35 years old weren't excited. And so excitement is what you have to be to spark a new energy for a band, right?
right,
I
definitely.
remembered when Joe Strummer came to LA, he he didn't play with the musicians you typically would play with. He played with, guys in struggling new bands, right?
Right,
Xander
right, right.
Schloss, our guitar player and Circle Jerk's bass player, and this guy Willie, who was in a bunch of bands, and Jack Irons had just left the Chili Peppers, and he just got he didn't go and get the great Steve Jones and a bunch of other, famous musicians. He went and got little guys in bands that hadn't even really made records. And
Right.
I kind of thought like, well, I mean, he is my hero, and he didn't mind playing with people that maybe you didn't think he should be playing with. So I just embraced Josh, and he really was a drummer. And then he was starting to play acoustic guitar. And at the time we started, pretty much, I mean, he was a little bit better a guitar player than me, but not much. And so that gave me confidence that I could play guitar and we could write these songs together. Whereas if I was playing it with Xander or Mike Mart, this great guitar players that were in Thelonious Monster, I would feel insecure. And so it just fit perfectly, me and Josh. It wasn't about age.
Right, brilliant. I think he actually mentioned that when people question his playing abilities or him playing John Frusciante parts in the Chili Peppers, he actually said, "Well, I'm not really a guitar player to begin with, so this is obviously pretty good."
Yeah, he's doing pretty good for not being a guitar player.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
I
right,
would say, what I like on the new record, and Josh has a lot to do with the Thelonious Monster record, which is most especially, he was so encouraging of it, and he's such a loving, encouraging guy that it was hard for the guys in Thelonious to be grumpy about him. We started at he has this like complex of where he makes music, and he has all these different rooms in this warehouse. And he said, oh, you guys can just use the main room, and just, that's where we wrote the songs at Josh's place. And he was there most days, and he would play bass or guitar depending on who didn't come to the writing sessions. Then he paid for us to record the album. Then he played piano and guitar on the album. I mean, he's just an angel. He really is. You can't say enough good things about Klinghoffer. He's one of a kind. And so he had such an instrumental part of it. But when he played guitar one of the first sessions we did, and I was like, well, we got a lot of guitar players in Thelonious Monster. Then he
right.
played piano, and I was like, yeah, you got to do that. And in the middle part of the song Buy Another Gun, it's Josh playing piano. It sounds so
Oh
beautiful.
wow.
It's this little break in the middle. And so I would say, if piano is his third instrument, that's my favorite instrument that he plays.
Right.